Promise Adeose, into this discussion, there have been strong ovation on the petroleum industry bill. Is it likely going to see the light of the day?
Well, yes, I think at some point it will see the light of the day, but I think the question will be, is it really the panacea of the ills of that industry? One important facet, ingredient of that bill is the local content aspect, which I think as a patriotic Nigerian we must hail. But again, there are some aspects that are worrisome. You know, be that as it may, I think it's a good thing that we are having a bill that is going to have at its central fulcrum.
Now, you are the deputy president of the Nigerian Labour Congress. Is the NLC merely playing to the gallery in pursuit of a populist agenda? Talk about the planned removal of this fuel subsidy. Do you really have your facts to agitate against this planned removal?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we don't need to play to the gallery. We don't need it. We've never had to play to the gallery. First and foremost, we represent the very downtrodden spectrum of the Nigerian people, the workers. And we know exactly how it feels because we, along with them, wear the shoe and we know where it pinches. And what the grass has always been is that in removing subsidy without putting palliatives in place, you further impoverish the poverty-stricken, downtrodden Nigerians.
Promise Adeose, recently the Minister of Petroleum gave an explanation about the 450 billion naira debt as a result of the shortfall in the international market forces and the price of petroleum. Are you comfortable with that explanation?
Well, I can't be comfortable. I don't have all the facts. It's only what we are told that we know. We don't have the inner facts of that. But all we know is that every fuel subsidy removal comes with a rippling effect, a multiplier effect that affects everything. If not coupled with the devaluation of the naira, you can begin to imagine the impact that will have on the downtrodden spectrum of Nigeria.
Now let's look at this. In the explanation of the medium-term expenditure framework now, the essence of this has been to preserve succeeding generation, and the cliche of the safety net came in. Mr. Oluwemimo, are you comfortable with this idea? Because now we'll be looking at how would this, in what areas would this safety net be channeled to in the interest of the common man?
I don't think we should deceive ourselves with anything called safety net. There would never be a time when oil price will be stable. There will never be a time where we are going to have a fixed oil price. Even if we have price of petrol, petrol really is the problem. Every time we talk about removal of fuel subsidy and so on, I always want us to be very definitive in our terms. We're talking about the price, the pump price of petrol increasing by about 100% or more. Now, if this happens, it will again, after some time, lead to an increase. So what we should actually be talking about, which other countries are talking about, is that how do we stop our dependence on road transportation? How do we create alternatives for our people so that they wouldn't have to be taking their cars out? Okay. How do we get to a position when people would be able to dictate for themselves what they want to spend as their own expenditure on petrol?
Yeah, Mr. Oluwemimo and Promise Adeose, I think we are moving close to shore on the issue of the fuel subsidy. And in doing this, it's quite time to take more than a cursory look at one of the states in Nigeria that lays the golden egg, and Bayelsa comes to mind. Today, with the name of the sitting governor, Timipre Silva, consistently missing from the list of the People Democratic Party screened by the gubernatorial screening panel in conjunction with the National Working Committee. This naturally smacks of suspicions to figure out what's up in the sleeves within the Wadata Plaza. But just 24 hours after the campaign for the second tenure by Governor Timipre Silva, very elaborate campaign rally, I must tell you, like a shock wave, the National Working Committee came up with a final list excluding the name of Governor Silva from this list. And also we have the exclusion of Ben Bruce, Timi Alaibi and Igali Boladet. The reality on ground now is coming to grips with the breaking news of the exclusion of Governor Silva and 3 other top runners, which I've just mentioned earlier. And now, even though this is not the first time this will be happening, the case of Governor Imba Duniju and OBJ is a reference point. And now the Governors Forum are worried that this might set a precedent for this present dispensation. In spite of the daunting situation, Governor Timipre Silva went ahead just yesterday to flag off his second tenure, and this is marking of a real conundrum. And the high point of this event, which I want you to take home, was when he displayed his clearance certificate. What clearance certificate was he actually displaying? We invited someone from the camp of the governor, the embattled Governor Silva, to come on this show, but unfortunately the flight schedule aborted his appearance on this show. Yes, and now as it is, now Governor Silva's camp is claiming that the National Working Committee has no business screening candidates, stating that according to the provisions of People's Democratic Party's constitution, the only organ saddled with this responsibility is the gubernatorial screening panel, which had issued him a certificate. I guess that was what it was showing yesterday. So much twist. And that's why this is coming on our radar screen again to find out where is this leading us to. But first, let's get some sight and sounds on this unfolding plot.
Who say Timipre Silva is the governor and will be the governor of this state? Say aye.
Not exactly an endorsement by the National Assembly or even the State House of Assembly, but it adds to the drama at the launch of Governor Silva's bid for re-election. In any case, the National Assembly's voice is not completely absent.
My mandate is very simple. It's to declare to the world that out of the 8 members of the National Assembly that you elected, 7 are behind Governor Timipre Silva.
Representatives of various social groups also expressed their support for the incumbent governor.
We need what? Justice. Today is not a question of talking and talking. Already he has demonstrated. He is gender sensitive and he has brought us thus far. It is the only he's the only governor in Nigeria that appointed 8 local government chairmen, all women.
I want to say categorically that we are throwing our support for that man who brought peace to Niger Delta.
A visibly confident governor assures the crowd of his administration's commitment to expand on past achievements while assuring them of the legitimacy of his candidacy.
We have laid the foundation. It is time for us to renew covenant with you. That is why we have come to you. Nobody should tell you anything. Everything is all right. This is my clearance certificate. A copy. This is my clearance certificate. This is it. This is the clearance certificate. This is it. This is it. This is
Although confident of the support of these groups, the drama surrounding Governor Timipre's election bid may not be over, as only time will tell how it will all finally unravel.